All right, I want to show you this incredible cot and how I make my bed when I'm out camping. This is actually a Kingdom cot from REI. What I want to show you first is these feet here, super wide. So there's 6 of them, so they don't actually puncture. I mean, it's very hard to puncture the bottom of the tent. So I have a tarp underneath the tent, but never had a problem with this puncturing the tent. So first of all, you unfold these legs, and that's just the first part here. There's a locking mechanism here. I'll show you. So there's the head of the cot is here. It's locked into place. I'll show you real quick here. It's locked into place by there's a lock on both sides, so you unlock it, so it's easier to move around. Also, if you wanted to sit up, have it sitting out, and sit up in a more sitting position or upright, you can lock it in that position too. So I always go ahead, get my legs out and lock it for the sleeping position. So you gotta lock both sides. And then you put the part of the foot down. What I really like about this, I'll show you here just a second, is this thing is extra wide. It's really long. It's a lot of cushion here. But I'm going to show you how I make it even better. Because sleeping in a tent, especially backpacking, on an air mattress and stuff, I just never sleep well. So when I get to sleep in a tent, a camping tent, I like to be a little more comfortable. So let me show you the next phase of how I make this really a twin size bed, and it's almost as comfortable as a mattress at home. So here's the next phase of how I make this comfortable. Bought this is at Walmart. It's a twin size foam or memory foam. It's you can see it's probably three plus inches, really thick. And so what I do now is I'll put a twin size sheet over it, a fitted sheet. And of course it depends on how cold it is. Right now it's like 35 degrees at night. It's October 7th here in about South Fork, Colorado, just north of Pagosa Springs. And so it's actually pretty nice weather, but I'll be able to sleep with sheets. And what I do is, you can bring comforters if you want, but I bring two, like I call them hunting kind of sleeping bags, but they're meant for camping. Really big sleeping bags you would never pack into on a hike, but they're great for camps like this. So let me show you what it looks like when it's all made up, and I'll be right back. All right, first thing here, let's get this fitted sheet put on. And of course, the military folks will first of all see how nice and ironed this is. Of course, it was all bundled up, but it fits around here real nice. Of course, in the military, you'd pull it so tight that drill sergeant would come around and pull on it. If it didn't go right back to where it was, you were in trouble. So we're not going to be so precise on this, but I did sort of learn something about doing making a bed in the military. My mom taught me first, but then the military made it better. So here's the other sheet, the top sheet. Just in case anybody's wondering, my wife and I argue about this all the time, but I'm always the one that makes the bed. So the top of the sheet has a nicer, more decorative piece on the top that never goes up. It always goes down, because, and you'll notice now, this you can't tell with these sheets, but a lot of sheets will have the decorative part on one side and the side that's not so pretty. Well, you always put it down for several reasons, but a couple reasons are, a lot of times you'll fold your sheet over the top of your blanket or comforter. So the nice part is always visible when you fold it over. Another thing is, if you ever lay your sheets back, you want the pretty side showing, because when it's all laid out, you have your comforter and your blankets on. Well, nobody ever sees this part. It's only the part when you flip it over or you lay your sheets back. So, little tip, you know, this is the point where I can always say, because my wife's not here, well, I'll tell her anyway. She's wrong, I'm right, but I know how to make beds. So just a little tip. So next thing is my main sleeping bag. This is a very big, very comfortable sleeping bag. I have 2 of them, and you'll see what I do here. Of course, it's really easy to make. One thing that happens, and you'll see what I'm going to do, is here's an example. If I want to flip this sheet over this, now the pretty side's here. All right, just going back to my tip there. But one little deal here is, you can't tuck your blankets or comforters or sleeping bag into or underneath the cot. So I have a little tip. So I have several blankets. So I take one blanket and I lay it over the bottom so it's touching the ground. And so that actually helps keep my feet warm at night, and they're not sticking out. So it's gonna be a little colder today. This is the next couple nights up here. So the next thing I do is I'm going to put one of my blankets from home. I'm going to put it in between the 2 sleeping bags. Give me a little more warmth. I don't need these to go over the side. I really want the warmth right on top. So next, my second sleeping bag. And again, super easy to put on. So there's my second sleeping bag. Make sure it's down equally on all the sides. Lastly, my handy dandy pillow. So again, back to my tip for the sheets. When you lay your blankets back and your sheets back, you always want the pretty side up on your top sheet. So there you go. So here's how I sleep super comfortable when I'm camping. Basically, say car camping. And I sleep incredibly well. Never slept better in my life. I've tried air mattresses. I've tried, blow up air mattresses that sit up taller. Well, so I've tried several different cots, air mattresses that sit up taller, like a queen size. The problem with those is, when you sleep on that, if you don't have insulation on top of the mattress, that air gets really cold. So this works great because it's super comfortable. The mattress is really thick, and it's an insulator too. So I have never gotten cold. I've never been anything less than 35 degrees, but I've always stayed really warm. It's a great way to sleep, and I'll post a link below to an article and to where you can find cots like this. REI has one, but there's several on Amazon. So anyway, I'll point a couple of them out to you, and try it someday. It's really, really comfortable. You'll sleep really great. I always forget to tell everybody this, but please like and subscribe and hit that notification button on the right side of the subscribe, because that'll give you heads up when we have some great videos for hunting, fishing, and any other great things that comes along. Thanks.